So guys, if you're that person who is there and think when you come here, like when you migrate here to the UK, that your life is just going to drastically change within a snap of a finger, your life is going to definitely turn around, or you're going to make as much money, then the UK, guys, the UK, it might not be suitable for you guys. Welcome back to Simply Grace Media. If you're new here, my name is Grace Media. I'm a registered nurse originally from Kenya who is currently working and living in the UK. If you have always been here to support me, guys, thank you so much. For my new subscribers, thank you so much. I don't take it for granted, guys. Now we are road to 1,000. We are road to 1,000, guys. It's only like less than 350 or so before we get to 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. So guys, I've been away for quite some time. It's almost like about 2 or 3 weeks. Is because I haven't been feeling well, and also in the process I've just gone back to work. Like even today I'm going to work. I work night shift nowadays because of the childcare and all that. The good thing about being in the UK is that you are allowed flexibility in shift, so that like maybe you are able to manage your child. So guys, from the title, today I'll be sharing my experience, sort of reality versus expectation, or in short, the truth about being a nurse in the UK or an overseas nurse in the UK. So if you're the one who is interested in this video, please be sure to watch the video until the end. So the first thing, of course, is money, because money is one of the things that makes us to come and work here. So guys, I'm not discouraging anyone from coming here. This is just my experience, this is just my thoughts, and also from what I've heard from other people. So I've been here for the last 2 years. And if you're that nurse who is thinking that when you come here immediately you'll just be smiling all the way to the bank, of course you'll be smiling all the way to the bank. When you receive your payslip, you'll be smiling. When you receive your money in your account, you'll be smiling. But you'll be smiling all the way to the bank, yes, but it's just to withdraw money so that you're able to pay your bills, so that you're able to buy food and do basically all the expenses that you're supposed to be doing when you're here. So guys, I can just tell you that the money that I earn, the exact money that I earn, is directly or equal to the amount of expenses that I use. So the amount of money that I earn and I use, it just goes hand in hand. And at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you just like remain with a little amount of money. And maybe if you're that person who has got like maybe a family to support when you're back here or back home, like maybe you've got a lot of responsibilities, maybe you're paying school fees for your maybe relatives, your siblings, then it's definitely going to be very difficult. Of course, I'm not saying that you shouldn't come. You should come, and of course there's a way that you can be able to live a comfortable life. And for you to be able to live like a comfortable life, or for you to be able to manage everything, well, you'll have to do like you'll have to go extra mile. You'll have to do like a lot of extra shifts, and in doing this extra shift you find that you don't have like enough time to spend with your family. You're always tired, you're just like your mind is like really not okay, and you're always stressed out. So if you think that your life is going to be better, of course it's going to be a little bit better, but you just have to go the extra mile for you to be able to live quite comfortable life. So the second thing, guys, is about a nurse to patient ratio. Back in my home country, I remember when I was still a student, you would find like one nurse, there's a ratio of one nurse to almost 40 to 50 patients, especially in public hospital. And it looks, I know how it looks absurd, but that it is, guys. So when I was now qualified, I was ready to work as a nurse. I was privileged to start working in a private hospital, so I did not like have to experience a lot of a lot of nurse patient ratio like past 10, because the one that I used to work, the previous hospital that I used to work, the private hospital, we had a ratio between 1 patient to either somewhere between 7 to 10 patients, of which it was okay for me, because when I was a student, I just knew that when you're qualified, you're going to have like more than 30 patients to handle, of which is not realistic considering the kind of care that you're supposed to be giving to each patient. It's not realistic. But when I went to the private hospital, then I was given my 10 patients. It looked a bit easier, although things that are done in the public hospital and things that are done in private hospital I'm talking about back in my country, is quite a small difference on how they do their things. Different hospital different hospitals have different policies. So whatever they do in a private hospital and public hospital, you can find that there's some slight differences. And also in the public hospital, you know that there are a lot of people, because most of it is funded by the government. So you can find that there's a nurse who is working there and has like about 40 to 50 patients, and it wasn't easy. So when I came here at first, I got my PIN, and now I was ready to work, to be given my own bay. Bay is where you've got like a number of patients that one nurse is going to be looking after, and maybe you get to have one healthcare assistant. So you're working between you, a nurse, and a healthcare assistant. So when I was there, and then I was given my patient, so the number of ratio that I was given the first time, it was a ratio of 1 to 7, of which at times you can have up to 1 to 9 or 1 to 10 or 12 when it goes that bad. But it wasn't as bad. I say to myself it wasn't as bad because I've been taking care of like 10 patients when I was working back home in a private hospital. So I didn't see it like a big deal for me. But for those people who have been used to working for like one nurse to 2 patients or one nurse to 4 patients, then when you come here, you're going to be surprised. I'm not sure about how care homes work, but I know that there's a slight difference in the nurse to patient ratio. Maybe they have a significant high amount of patients that than we have here, of residents, sorry. When I came here and I was given my 10 patient, I was okay with it at first, and I just say that, of course, this kind of patients I've been handling them, so it wasn't a big deal for me at that point. But when I now started working, like when you are told like whatever you're supposed to do, all the procedures that you're supposed to do, the medication, everything, like everything we do here is quite different than how we do it back home. You can find that at home there's a lot of shortcuts. Some things are not taken quite seriously as they're taken here. You can find that whatever we do back home, how we were taught to do some other things, and how it's done here, it's quite very different. You find that this patient is very difficult. It's very difficult to handle, but at first it's quite challenging, but when you get used to it, then it's going to be it's going to be okay, because you're going to be able to plan yourself and know how to do certain things, to prioritize whatever you're supposed to be doing and all that, and it's going to be absolutely fine. The amount of documentation that is here is not a joke. Is not a joke. We do a lot of documentation. Like in my hospital, we do like we write on the notes of the patient. We also have to write on the system, of which we put all the details of the patients there, and whatever the procedures and everything that the patient is supposed to be having or supposed to be taking, we write everything is there on the system. So you know that you've got to write on the notes on the file of the patient. You've also got to do it direct on the system. You've also got other things to do, like other documents, like whenever a patient falls, whenever there's an accident, of course you've got to record all these things. And the documentation, like you can find the pages that you're supposed to be writing, like in case of a fall, you can find that the papers that you're supposed to be writing on how the patient fell, why the patient fell, like what the patient was trying to do, like what happened after the patient fell. Like there's a lot of things that you need to be doing. So the amount of documentation is crazy. I know documentation is very important, and it can save your life at some point in your life in case there's anything. Even at school, we were taught that if it's not documented, then it's not done. So definitely documentation is very important. So here we have a lot of paperwork to do, of which most of them I've really not seen back home. You know, back home we just have the file of the, I'm not sure if things have changed now, but when I left, we just have like a file of the patient, like a book. Then you just write, at this time I did this, at this time I did this, at this time maybe you give the medication, maybe you did some dressing, you did this to the patient. But here there's a lot of other things that we look into, like you're doing a complete assessment on the patient, and you know everything about this patient. We've also got to like if you update the relatives of the patients, you've also got to write there and all that. It's quite not easy, considering you've got your like 10 patients, you've got all this documentation, you've also got to like answer to the relatives, because when the relatives come to see the patient, they have to talk to the nurse who is looking after them. They also maybe may want to see a doctor or maybe a physio or any rehabilitation team. So basically the relatives, they get from you the first-hand information about their patient, and so it's not quite easy. So the fourth thing is staff shortage. Hey, this is now the craziest part, guys. It's the craziest, because coming from a third world country, I used to think that when you come here in a first world country, there's nothing like staff shortages, there's nothing like the craziness in staffing and all that. When I came here, my God, staffing shortage is very, very crazy, and it's not funny. I'm used to seeing this kind of things back in my country, but when I came here, I was so surprised to see like we have the same problems in staffing. I think it's a thing that is just maybe worldwide. I don't know, because I've not been to other places. I've just been to here. It's not easy having to be staffed. Like maybe one day you're just supposed to be going to work, you find that there's a call, a nurse is sick, or maybe there's something has happened. And before they get to find like someone else to replace that nurse, or maybe the healthcare assistant, then it's not quite easy. And you can find that maybe in a ward you've got like those patients that require like maybe one-to-one, meaning that they've got to have someone there with them like all the time, like 24 hours. So you can imagine if you're short and you've got other patients to look after, so it means that you're definitely going to be short-staffed, and it's not something that is easy, and it's very dangerous, because you find that in the course of this shortage, you get that we have like lots of falls and lots of mistakes happening, of which is not good, because other people might lose their PIN or might lose their licenses just because something happened which wasn't supposed to happen. And you can find that maybe the major cause of this was maybe the shortage of staff or something. So it's not easy having to deal with this. So when you come here, please don't expect that you're going to be having a lot of staff in your shift. Well, you might be lucky, maybe the hospital that you work in might be well off or something, but I think it's just everywhere that there's a lot of shortage in staff. But we've just have to find a way of which we are going to manage it, guys. It's not easy, but we have to manage it. So guys, that was it for this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, guys, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Goodbye.